Hello and welcome. Today I want to discuss a topic I supposed to have done yesterday, and the topic is if you are such a good person, why are you still single? So this is an interactive live, and I would like to host as many people as possible. What you think? I have a lot of things that I want to sort of discuss or touch. I'll first of all allow people to talk to me. Tolu, um, which one is the right title? Is it barrister or professor or doctor?
Doctor.
Doctor Tolu, bless.
Doc-
Good evening, sir.
Doc- Dr. Tuluwani Ajayi, LLB, LL.
Oluwani Ajayi. Tolu, this evening I want to digress a bit from my official topics.
Why you going
Talk
off?
about
Why you doing on singles? Why you doing on singles now?
it's something I've not done before, but I don't know what prompted that thought, to be honest. I was just like, let me not lie, it is the whole Davido thing. And the way people are bashing marriage and the way things are going in general, I think by 2050, people will shun marriage.
Mm, mm,
I think marriage is becoming a desecrated institution rather than a respected institution.
mm.
I think people don't like the idea of marriage, especially those of us that claim we are Christians, because I think the Muslims still have it okay-ish, being that their women are, I think, and this goes to the women rather. I think women, our Southern and Christian women have been told that men are meant to be monogamous and people should stick with one partner.
Mm.
So they are buying into that, and then what you have is people sharing their supposed partner with 10 different girls outside they don't know, compared to the people in the north who will probably know that they are sharing their husband with a known 4 people or other women, and at
Yeah,
least you know, okay, my husband is with woman B today, tomorrow is going to be with woman C, then in the next 2 days he comes back to me. But then
that's
our
right.
Christian women are now thinking that, and let me not say Christian women, because thing is people commit sin, right, and then expect the same sinner to somehow not shit on them, which is just another sin. I don't know if I'm making sense. It's like you want a sinner to hold you. Do you want to go somewhere?
No, that's fine.
Okay, you want a sinner to sort of not sin, which is commit adultery or fornication, and be faithful to you. But he's okay, you're okay with him doing any other thing. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, yeah,
Because the word cheating is supposed to be for people who are actually serving God, who are faithful to God, who are God fearing. So it's the fear of God that's supposed to make you not to do that sin. But then
yeah,
everybody's not like they're entitled, oh, because I'm in this relationship, nobody's supposed to shit on me.
yeah.
Yeah, I think we are getting it wrong.
I agree with you.
Now, I've joined so many lives and people keep talking about what are you bringing on the table, people having different sort of conversation, people trying to sound like they get it all together, and they are now sizing up people that come into their life and they are not up to par. So my question is, if you are so good of a person, then why are you single?
Okay. Well, for me, I have a lot of things to say about this. Okay.
Mm,
But I'll make it as simple as possible. Being single is subjective and objective. So what do I mean? It's personal. Some people just don't want to be married or don't want to be engaged with anybody. Okay, and it has nothing to do with
They
their
genuinely
genuinely,
don't want to get married,
gen,
or
gen,
or circumstantially don't
no,
want to
no,
get
no,
married.
no, no, no.
Oh, my auntie is now hitting 35. He knew it's becoming less possible.
No.
Okay, I don't want to get
Okay,
married. I'm married to
I
Jesus.
have somebody. I
Or
have somebody.
you
I
are
have
a
some.
fresh, young, beautiful girl at 25, and you decide marriage is
Now,
not for me. I'm
now,
trying to
listen.
get that correct, though.
Let me explain something to you. See, I have someone very close to me, right? Very, very close to me that I know. She has a very good job. She's working with the top oil company in this country. Okay, and she does not really fancy marriage. Okay, exactly. I'm not saying this person is very close to me. I know this. I know this person very well.
Hold on, hold
Okay.
on.
Hmm?
Somebody that doesn't fancy marriage, do they fancy relationship?
They don't even. This person does not even fancy relationship.
So she's
Exactly.
supposed to be in a seminarian or
Well,
non
well.
or
To be honest, the reason is because sometimes people um, have experiences in life that make them decide not to engage with any other person. Okay, so this is a very subjective situation. People just decide, you know what, I want to be me, and I don't want to be engaged with somebody else, with anybody else. Do you understand? Some
mm.
other people feel like they've been heartbroken several times, they've been heartbroken before, therefore they they don't want to engage with somebody else. Okay.
You see,
Then
this particular topic has so many
then then,
dimensions, and
then
I wouldn't like
I
to
want I
confuse
want I
our
want to I
viewers.
want to I want to I want to get to the bottom of the matter. Okay.
Mm.
And some people is based on circumstances. So for example, they don't have money. Okay. For instance, if you're a guy, where I come from, okay, for you to be able to get married, there are certain thresholds that you need to meet. You must have a house, you must have a job, even if it's rented, okay?
You must
No, 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 no.
must
You must have a job, 100%. You must have a job. You must have a job, 100%. Otherwise, you won't get married. You must have a job. You must have a house of your own, like a place to
somebody
stay and live.
is asking, where are you from? Tolu, are you saying where you are from or the church?
Okay, exactly. The church.
Okay,
The church.
I
Yeah,
know why. Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Okay.
There are the church that I go. Okay, Sunday is the church I go, not where I'm from. But the church I go has certain thresholds that they ask you to achieve. So, for instance, you must have your house or home. She said, "What church?" Okay. Oh well.
No, no, don't
Okay,
mention church.
I won't
All I
mention
could say
church. I
is
won't
one
mention
of the holiest is one
yeah,
of the
one of the
holiest
only
church.
yeah, Bible believing church in the country. Okay, and they ask for several things that you have to have. You must have your a good job, decent job, not overly expensive, but something decent. Then you must have your own accommodation, and you must also be very healthy. Okay, very important. Those three factors you must meet before you get married. Three factors: accommodation, a decent job. Mark my word, decent. I didn't say good job. I didn't say excellent job. I said decent. and then and then you must have a roof over your head. Then you can get married. And in the world today, um, their promise. In the world today, many people don't have that opportunity to have these things. Exactly. They are basic, Sandy. People don't have these things. Okay, the world is getting very much more difficult, and it becomes very hard for people to get those basic things.
I have a contrary view, but
Okay,
land.
so my point is that if you come from that kind of enclave or religious organization, you will struggle to get married. And that can even discourage you from getting married going forwards. Okay? Now, if you are not from that religious enclave and you're from a different enclave, they don't care whether you have a job or not. It doesn't matter. They will just approve you to get married. Then that's fine. Okay, so my point is that people are single for several reasons. Okay, but if you want to link it to Davido's issue, or you're linking it to infidelity, or you're linking it to cheating, it's a whole kettle of fish. It's a whole kettle of fish. Okay.
And I want us to start discussing these things because the reason is it's not just Davido. It's you, Ledochie, is Two-Face, is any other celebrity out there.
Yeah.
And to be fair to everybody, this is their personal lives.
Yeah.
But why it is easy to use them in conversations is because they are people that everybody at least can understand their situation.
Yeah.
But when I brought out this topic, I wasn't even looking at that extent of where the church comes in, or the church or the marriage committee comes in, right? I was looking at it from the beginning,
Yeah.
the relationship aspect. Because some people will tell you, oh, I'm celibate, but at the same time, they have their toys they use on themselves and tell you that men are useless.
That's correct.
Now, some men will tell you, I don't want to commit. And a lot of celebrities have said it. Flavor, Don Jazzy, sorry I'm mentioning names, but and now some women are saying, I'm actually, I prefer you telling me that you won't commit than you marrying me and doing what Davido is doing. So at the end of the day, I'm looking at it like, which one is better? Is it that Davido is, because, say for example, let me just be a devil's advocate here for 1 sec and say Davido probably doesn't carry condoms on him, right? Maybe because he doesn't want to cheat. He's not planning to cheat. And that's why he doesn't prepare to shit. Because there are a lot of young guys on the streets of Nigeria who probably have condoms in their wallet because they are ready for action anytime. So let's say that probably Davido wants to be faithful and that's why he doesn't have those things on him. But then somebody might say, if you argue that, then what of his friends, what of his cliques? Are they all married? Why can't they have whatever they use on their girls and pass it to Davido whenever he wants to? Then other people might say the guy is just vulnerable or he is just like that. Now, the point still remains that we are all struggling with this monogamy thing, right? And statistics have shown that Christian countries or countries that practice one-man monogamy basically have more broken homes, single mothers, divorces, remarriage and divorce again, so multiple divorces, compared to Muslim countries who marry multiple women. There is less broken homes, less divorces, and less men deaths as well. Because what people don't understand is the sheer number of men that die that people don't know that probably their partners have played a role because of infidelity and you couldn't take your silently off the person. And a lot of men don't even know that they stand that risk when they do the things they do. So women can handle pain in different ways. Now, but my angle is, why is our women not understanding? Because it's like we are caged, right? I'm not speaking myself included. I'm saying it's like men are caged and men are trying to communicate to our women that possibly what we want is to be what our second generation forefathers were, which is polygamous in nature. Even when you say that openly, women will still say, no, we don't want to do it. So now, some men are struggling to do it or pretend to put on that they are doing it and then do whatever they are doing on the side, and side chick is now common and acceptable to an extent. So why then are we still bent on monogamy if we're allowing side chick to grow? Why not we just say, okay, you know what? let's make life easy for us.
Mhm.
Tell us if you want to marry, just like what Ned Moko did.
Mm.
Is it not better than forcing to do the other way and you are failing? And I'm not trying to say that monogamy is bad, but what I'm trying to say is that the only person that actually should respect or expect monogamy is somebody who is God fearing. If you made your marriage a Christian marriage and two of you fear God, that's the only thing that can make somebody stay faithful, because staying faithful is not in the nature of man. It's actually something you work towards to. Does that make sense?
Uh,
The, the nature of
Actually,
men would be to be polygamous.
I have I have I have a different approach to that. There is nothing like a monogamous marriage. Nothing. And I will explain. Even those of us that actually have women in our house that we are married, there's nothing like monogamous marriage. Let's be honest. Let's go down the real fact now. Even the white man has what is called mistress. Okay? That's what they
No,
call it,
no,
mistress.
I'm not saying what is. See, Tolu, I don't want us to implicate anybody.
I know.
I'm not
I know.
trying to say what is realistic or what is
I'm
happening.
not implicating
What I'm trying to
anybody.
say is
No,
that our women are not accept. So,
I
will
know
our wife accept a mistress?
there's something
No.
I want to get to. I want to get to something. I'm not saying that. See, let me just respond to what you're trying to say. All I'm saying is like partially you are right, because for you to be monogamous, which means one man, one wife, okay, you need more than just love and commitment. You,
Yes.
you need more than that. You need sacrifice and intention. You need to be
You need the
intentional,
power of
and
God. You need God to
and
help you.
and you need the grace of God. Now, it is even much worse for an African man, because monogamy is not part of our DNA.
It's
We are
not.
not. We are not. Naturally, we are polygamous
That's
in
one of the
nature.
worst things
As
you
a being,
expect an African man to be, to
normally,
stay with.
it's a
You know?
normal thing.
And that's
Now,
why even men don't judge men. I don't think any man will judge Davido.
no. Have you noticed that no men are not judging him? Have
Exactly.
you noticed?
And even when I listen to our women, they don't even judge him. What they judge is, why don't you use protection? So they
Exactly.
judge
Why? Because he's
the
rich.
baby aspect of it. Now, some women will say it's the 20K a month that the girl was after. Some will say, but this is not the first pregnancy. And some people don't understand. Even in Banky's rumor, I believe it's a rumor, it's not a true, it's not a truth. But then people are saying, oh, do you know how many abortions have been done? So at the end of the day, if a woman has done abortion 1, 2, 3, 4 times for you, and then stand at a risk of rupturing her womb, I will not agree to her continuing.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Because that could be her only chance of carrying her little one in her hands. Marriage or no marriage. Now, let us face it. What did the Bible say about end time? It says at the end time, people will be clamoring to answer the last name, not even be married. Just give me your last name and answer. But then it seems like we are very far away from end time, because what is happening now is that single people are saying, I don't like the idea of marriage. Whether they mean that, this is why I was asking you, is it intentional I don't want to marry, or circumcision, or circumstances brought to be that they claim they don't want to get married?
I think it's both. From what you just said now, it's both. Because if you look at the fact that people are intentional to say they don't want to get married, it is just because of what they've seen. What they've seen people go through in marriage. Trust me, it's not a joke. It's not a joke. And I can empathize with women. Okay, those that are married, we that we are into, we are currently married as it is today. There are certain things that we go through that if you show it to somebody who's not married outside, who say, Mbano, I'm not getting married. No, no chance. And the reason is because no one, there is no template for marriage. There is no template. There's no a book. You have to go and read that book, and then you know what's gonna come to you when you get married. It's dark, okay? It's black. It's not white. You can't see anything. You go in with your eyes blind. It's okay. So you only experience whatever you experience inside the marriage, inside the relationship, which makes it very difficult. So when you now go outside and tell someone, this is my experience in my marriage, they will say, oh boy, I know they marry you. I know they marry.
So let me say this. Let me give a bit of context, yeah? And answer me honestly.
Yeah.
Hopefully your wife doesn't get to watch. I'm sure my
It
wife
doesn't matter.
might not even watch.
It
But
doesn't matter.
someone might watch and tell her. Life as a single man and life as a married man, which is sweeter?
My brother.
Be honest. Be honest.
You see, I remove my glasses. Life as a single man is sweeter. And I'll give you 2 reasons. I'm not going to say more than that. 2 reasons. You are free and you are able to take risks. Okay? And if you notice in life, your success depends on the amount of risks that you can take.
Are you going career-wise?
Everything. I'm going everywhere. I'm shooting it everywhere. I'm not holding career alone. I'm shooting everywhere.
I disagree.
Okay, I'll tell you why. Personally, as I'm talking to you today, the kind of opportunity I had over the last 3-4 years that I did not take.
I get where you're coming. That example I can agree.
Was simply because I was married. And simply because I had string attached to my aprons. That's why I couldn't take those chances.
You're right, Scott. To be more specific, there was a brother that got a good employment in America and he couldn't go out because his wife said no.
I've got many. See, I have more than 5 employments across.
And that's why I asked you, is this career? Because I knew that's the only place. That's the only place. But having said that,
yeah,
in this country, me and you are in the UK. Yeah. In this country, they plan the system to work for married people, or at least partners, whether you're in a relationship or marriage, whichever one, because 2 of you have to combine income, right? So, in a way, I also know people who have single-handedly bought their houses and everything, so their wife is just an add-on, right? But regardless, that wife that is an add-on still have what she's bringing to the marriage to even make it even better. Yeah. So, just like what the Bible says about 2 heads being better than 1. Personally, I would say marriage is sweeter. And I will tell you what my chairman told me. He says, when you are a single man, you don't have focus.
Not really.
I'm telling you the honest. Do you know the richest men in the world are all married, apart from the divorce we had? Hold on. Even Elon Musk. Hold on. Is there any successful person you know that is not married?
I want to tell you something. Wait.
Or at least committed.
You are right. See, wait, let me
okay. Go on.
Let me put this in perspective, right? See, I am an exception. Let me take myself. Maybe you've seen many people that are single, and don't have focus. Okay, I am an exception.
Okay, let me finish this example so you understand the context, and then you can bring your perspective in. And I agree with my chairman. As a single guy, I have to try at least 3 girls at the same time, texting to see which one we agree to come to weekend. So you have to try at least 3 girls and then see which one we agree. So it's not like
I have access to that thing that I crave for anyway. That marriage I've availed at least is in my beck and call. Are you getting me? Two, as a single guy, I have to plan cooking every 2 weeks. I eat the same food every day until it runs out. Now I can eat intercontinental, you know me now. Are you getting me? Three, I craved for a family life. I wanted kids, but not those kind of kids that you see on Saturdays in the park. I wanted a core family unit, people that I can come home to and they know that is away or that is coming at this time, and you open the door and they run to you and say, Daddy, I craved for that. So for me, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm a family man kind of person. If you throw me out there, if my wife leaves me today, I will be shattered. Now, you've understood the perspective of why woman gives you focus. If you are now trying to, hold on, if you are now, when you are working, now, I understand relationship makes you poorer because you need to start impressing the other person, buying gifts and all of that. Relationship, marriage takes a lot of money away from you, yes. But it makes you have focus on one person. One time a very rich man was asked, what's the secret of your success? He said, one woman. Just have one woman.
That's not what I'm saying. I am not against having one woman. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm talking to you about is the focus. You know, when you said focus, I wanted to interrupt you. See, I know my cliques. Okay, if I don't know anybody else, I have like 4 or 5 cliques that I grew up with over the past 15 years. These cliques are terrifyingly focused. When I say their ambition, I won't be surprised if they're going to rule Nigeria in the next 10, 20 years. I won't be surprised. Okay, and they were single when they are single.
Tolu, calm down a bit. Calm down a bit. Let's slow down. Let's slow down. Yeah, you will continue. Say, for example,
you're not allowed to finish.
Medicine. Hold on. Because people have said this to me before. Oh, I'm not getting married. And it's a girl. I'm not getting married until I finish my medical degree. And I'm like, hold on, you can still be a wife and go to school. No. I'm not saying yes to anybody until I get my med. And she stood by it. And I think very soon she will be a doctor. And she's still not married. Are you getting me now? This is somebody I know personally, so I know what I'm saying. You can be that laser focused, yeah? Not necessarily true that marriage will knock you off that focus. But that's what you want for yourself, to give it 100% of your time.
Marriage, take it from me. If you are focused 100%, the day you marry.
Tolu, when did you marry? When did you get your PhD and your masters? When did I marry? When did I get my masters? All these things are just sacrifice.
I'll give you the answer. See, let me respond, and then let every other people judge. Let me respond. Okay? This is relative. For you, it might have worked. Okay? But you can't use your own mirror for other people. For you, your wife might have actually helped you focus. Okay?
No. It was I did my masters full-time, working full-time, and being a full-time dad.
Let me tell you my story.
But what I'm trying to say is,
let me respond.
Okay, go on.
I wanted to respond to what you just said, and I will use my own story as an example. I started my PhD before I got married. That was more than 8 years ago, about 8 years ago, and I did my master's in less than 6 months. Masters in the UK takes 1 year to finish. I finished my master's in 6 months. Okay, I wrote 3 papers. I wrote a book when I was single, and I was coasting into a PhD while I was single. The day I got married, bam, I could not make decisions again by myself. I could not, if I turn like this, I have to take permission from the other person. If I move, I have to take permission. If I dance, anything I do, I can't come back home late in the night. I'll have to answer questions. Okay? Now, I'm a geek. I don't know anything, but I just read all my life, really. So, if I sit down in the library till 1 o'clock, I come back home, I'm in trouble. I need to tell, the missus where you're coming from, why are you late, whatever. Even though she knows you're going to the library. My point is, at that moment, I started having a kind of drawback. I was having it like I was asking myself, why did I even get married in the first instance? Not about my wife.
Okay,
Not about my wife.
let me answer this question you asked.
Not
Let me
about
answer
my
this
wife.
question.
Let me finish so that you can understand my point. Not about my wife. I've never questioned my wife one day. Okay, it is about me, about my focus. What do I want to achieve? Okay, now my PhD ended up becoming how many years? Guess. Can you guess?
4.
No. Guess.
3.
No. Go forward.
5.
Go forward.
6.
Go forward.
7.
7 years.
And how many years would it have been?
3 years. If it was me,
Oh, that's even decent. Okay, Tolu,
if it
I
was
hear
me,
you.
if it
I
was
hear you.
me,
I hear you.
wait. Sorry. 1 minute more. If it was me alone, and the way I was coming, if it was me alone, I can finish my PhD in 18 months. I was that hot at that moment. But when I got married, I couldn't do anything like that again. So my point is that, bro, when you get married, your authority is shared between two people.
No. Let's not discuss that a little bit. Let's not discuss that. But all I want to get out from you, I understand where you're coming from. If a woman is doing masters and she gets pregnant, she will slow things down, maybe take leave and come back, and understand. It happened to you even as a man. I understand. But even women that are presidents or prime ministers are married. Of course, is married. Someone that is married. Now, what I'm trying to say to you, hold on. I want to say something to you, right? My mindset in life is this. This is my view in life. And somebody said it actually. Everybody has 24 hours.
Yeah.
And you know how I look at it as well? Retirement age is 65. I don't know if it's 67 now or 70, right?
Yeah.
So I look at it that your productive life from the time you leave school, if let's say early 20s, till 65 is like 40 years of active life, right? So everybody also have that 40 years. So you have time and you have 40 years. What you do in that time, in that 24 hours, right, is up to you. But then you should know that time waits for no one.
Yeah.
No matter how rich you are, nobody pulls the time back for you. You gotta do what you gotta do at any given time. Otherwise, it passes. Yeah. Okay? You could get people to do things for you. If you're that rich, you can buy people's time, employ them, or if you're an entrepreneur. But the way I see things is that is the yardstick for everybody. Puts everybody on the same balance, on the same level. Now, if time is the thing, I have age mates who are still not married. They are flourishing in whatever they do. They probably set their goals that they have to do bam before they could do marriage. Now, this is my view. You know me now, you know my story. I even got married like very, very early on, because the idea has never been to make money first and then marry. The idea has always been to do things pari passu. Because the way I see it, whether we like it or not, there's somebody that said this to Yvonne Nelson the other day. Whether you like it or not, marriage is an achievement. And people are looking at it that getting a woman or getting a man is an achievement. No, It is what the marriage produces. Now, this
If
is
you
the thing.
tell,
Hold on, let me say something. Have you ever seen a young guy come out and tell you, oh, this is my son, and you're wondering, that boy and you guys look like twins. How is that your son? And they tell you, oh, I got married or I had him when I was 20. So that means there's chances of you seeing, say for example, my first is 3. I'm still in my 30s. So I'll probably, when he's 20, I'll be in my 50s. So I have more chances of seeing my grandchildren and potentially great-grand, if God keeps me longer, than somebody who probably had the first.
You don't have to be married to have that. You don't have to be married for all that to happen.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is, remember I told you what I wanted in life.
Yeah.
And that's why I keep telling people that I feel like I've achieved everything I wanted in life. So I'm successful to myself. Because the way I look at it is that everybody makes money from the time they finish school. Even some people even start when they are in school. Till the day you die, you'll be making money. No matter how rich you are, you still make money.
Yeah.
So for me, money is never money is never the focus. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
What I wanted was
to a question.
What's the ideal time stage for a man to get married? Now, I was the only child, so I wanted to get married immediately after uni. And that's what I did. I had a lot of stumbling block, and I have to do it again because I believed in it. But then, if you come from a family of boys and there is no pressure, yeah, you can marry at 35. Now,
that's correct.
There was something I wanted to say earlier, and then
Peter said something. I want to respond to Peter. He said having children without marriage is not a good idea.
Yeah, because that's what we are trying to say when we are talking to Davido. That's what we are trying to discourage.
But this is the problem, though. Many of us today, our parents gave birth to us outside wedlock. Many of us.
How?
Many of
us. Because they didn't even do white wedding.
Yeah. No.
But they did traditional marriage.
Exactly. This is where I'm coming to. See, listen. Sometimes, and I'm very honest. Sometimes we mix conventional formal wedding with relationships. Some of our parents did not even do traditional wedding. Okay, they did what is called acquest marriage. Type it, AQUEST, acquest marriage, which means that the family just says, you know what, I give you my daughter.
AQUEST
marriage, which means that marriage, which means that you just give your daughter or you give your son to the family and then they get married and that's it. So nobody is justifying marrying. Exactly, nobody is justifying having the child outside wedlock. What we are saying is marriage as it is for a man who is very ambitious can be a setback. It can be a setback.
No. This is what I was trying to correct.
Yeah.
If you look at success, naturally like that, focused on one aspect. Me, I was looking at success not just academically, but academically, which leads to marriage success or career success rather. At the same time, marriage success, at the same time, children success, at the same time, house success, other things success, so that emotionally I'm successful, financially I'm successful, academically I'm successful, career-wise I'm successful, so I would be all-around successful. I didn't want to be successful in one aspect, because what you see today, welcome my dear sister, what you see today is that some people are successful in marriage, but they're not successful financially, they're not successful academically. Their marriage have stopped other things for them. Say, for example, you marry early on before school. Now, some people, they are very good academically, they've achieved their prime, and then when they got there, they're like, and this thing I'm telling you are facts of life. Sometimes I have people that I know in these cases, and they're telling you, oh, please, can you help me look for a wife? Oh, I've gotten everything I want now. I have a good job and everything, but I need to marry. And then it gets to a point that where do you start? You don't even know how, because you shut yourself up all this while. You've closed your emotional side of you. All you wanted is to put all that energy into school. Now, some other people can be successful, say for example, in career or in bearing children, in anything, and then they're not successful in other aspects. So what I was saying is that I have people like me or my age mates who are doing well. They have money, but then they haven't got that relationship. And relationship is not like whenever you want it, you go out there, you get a girl and you marry. So at the same time, what I try and do is, when did you get a particular person in your life that you think is a fit for you, right? Why did you miss that person? Because good people don't last. Immediately you miss that person, somebody else take over that person. And then when you've achieved your prime, you look back and be like, out of all my relationship, this girl was the best. But then you've missed that girl. So now you've missed that marriage success. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So I was looking at it that I want to be successful in multiple or in every facet of life. So I wanted this to be going on, this to be going, and that's why sometimes people have to do what they have to do and still be a mother, and still be a wife, and still be successful in their career, and still be successful in buying a house or buying a car or doing other thing, or spiritually as well. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? That is why I say marriage does not set you back. Marriage is more burden. Now, what people don't understand is when they talk about marriage, right? And they look at marriage like, oh, I'm single, I'm enjoying my life, and then when I marry, it should remain the same. No. Marriage is like another level of challenge.
I want to quickly tell you something. You see, as a single person, or as a guy who is in his early 20s, okay, what do you think is the most important threshold or milestone that he wants to achieve?
Do you know why in church they started teaching us about marriage or who you marry, or tell us to start praying about a partner from young?
I need the answer first.
No, for a 20-year-old, your career, yes, I agree. Okay. But what I'm saying is, while we're in church, they used to tell us to pray about our wife, even when we are young and we know we're not ready.
I want to push you to something. Wait, I'm coming. I want to push you to something. What about when you're 30 as a man, and you are still single? What do you think the guy will be chasing? Realistically today, what will he be chasing?
You'll be chasing. You become concerned about marriage then.
Not really. It depends.
Really?
And I will explain. It depends. If a man hasn't made it.
So what happens is that people start seeing that their mates start doing something, and then they start getting interested.
This is what I'm trying to say. If a man hasn't made it and is poor, he hasn't had a good job. I told you before, the three criteria for a man to get married, and I think it is basic, is that you have a decent job, a roof over your head, okay, and you are healthy. Those three things are very essential. We're not asking too much for the woman. The woman must be able to find these three things in you when she comes around, okay? Now, the reality, ladies and gentlemen, reality today is that many men cannot boast of those three things today.
No, Tolu, let's not look at those crop of people. Let's look at those crop of people who have that and even more, who are still single. Come in, my sister. Let's
can I come in as a lady?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, you guys. Good evening. I feel that everybody has different perspective of what they want at a certain age. Do you understand? So people will say, okay, in my 20s, I want to be, gotten some certain things like degree or finish a school or I'm working. And some people, they might have aimed to get married early, but at the end of the day, life happens. Do you understand? So I'm not going to put that life happens now coming to our generation in a high percentage, because I feel like everybody wants to do what they want to do. They have taken marriage more like a joke, not like our parents' time. Do you understand? People want to be women are looking at it like, I know what I bring to the table. The men know I don't know what the guy brings to the table. There's vibrators. Sorry, I'm bringing this up, but there's different dimensions to it.
What you're saying is what I heard on that increases life. So that's how this is why I wanted to do this, because people are now equating. In fact, women said that men are nothing. Nothing.
No, I don't support. I don't support that.
They are now equating it to. In fact, they prefer their toys to men. So
okay, the
thing I was saying that the idea of marriage is getting very, very unpopular amongst our people.
Okay, so I want to ask the men here on the live, two of you. What's your take on the high rate of baby mamas more than the percentage of married women? Do you think it's scary? I want to know your opinion.
No, for every marriage that is failed, or for every baby mama, there is.
You know, there's some women. I'm coming somewhere. There are some women that choose to be baby mamas, and there are some women that is condition that makes them baby mamas. That's why I'm saying, like, divorce. If you're a divorcee, you're not a baby mama, you're a divorcee. If you are a widower or you are the other side, you are not a baby mama. You got married.
Hold on. We know what a single mom is. A single mom is someone who, not by her intention, is put into that position, right?
Yes.
A baby mama is somebody who is, in fact, baby mamas are always linked to somebody who is rich, who is paying her. She knew what she was after. She knew marriage was not on the table. For a single mom, it's either they are coming from a broken marriage, or because they really thought that it would lead to marriage, but it didn't. That's two different things. Or their partner died. That was on a marriage sort of
level.
Right? Now, what I'm talking about is, if people come to that level of being either a baby mama or a single mom and say, okay, I don't want to remarry, and think, okay, it's because I couldn't find somebody, right? If you are such a good person, why didn't somebody want you? Or is it because you feel like you are good, other people are not good enough? And this is the right question, because I don't understand why people think, oh, men are all useless, or a toy is now better, I don't need a man. If you yourself were good,
okay,
right? If you as good as you like to feel for yourself, why then? Because we know that good girls don't last out there. People will come and marry them. I mean, in the village, about 50% of people that come back every Christmas get married off. That's why people go to weddings.
Can I come in this angle? So sorry. As a lady's point of view, I feel that you guys don't understand that, or maybe you have forgotten the fact that it is men that approaches women, not women that approaches men. Do you understand?
Same thing. I'm saying the same thing. Do you know? Hold on. Let me say something. You will continue. Say, for example, my wife, so many suitors wanted to marry. She just chose me. So there are girls that are out there saying, no, okay, I will marry this one. And then there are women that are out there not even getting one knock on the door. So at the end of the day, this is what I'm saying to you, like, if you are good, people will rush. And women don't last out there. Good women don't last out there. Trust me. But when you start hearing people speak, when people start speaking, it's like when Iniedo said she regretted her marriage. I was thinking, why would you even use the word regret? Even people who you thought would say they regret their marriage don't even use that word. They will tell you it's a life experience. Because when people think very highly of themselves, and they think very poor of their partners, whether ex or whatever, they forget that that same ex is somebody else's new girlfriend, somebody else's newfound love. So what I'm saying is, if you yourself that feel so important about yourself, you are still single, then why are you still single if you're such a good person? Why is that somebody has not wanted to help you or take you off the market?
Okay. I think the thing is this, right? It's not all about being good. I'm sorry. It's not all about being good. Because you can be a good girl, but are you mentally ready for marriage?
It's still part of the being good.
No.
I can be a good person,
If
right?
you are mentally,
but
hold on, if you are mentally bad, are you good?
no. See, you don't get what I mean. Mentally ready means, in the sense of marriage, means, are
Peter
you
said,
ready
I have
to?
seen good girls that are still single. Go and check. Those good girls are saying no to a lot of proposals.
Maybe they have what they are looking for in their future spouse.
That's it.
That's
They
why I
have,
said.
just like you promise.
That's why, listen,
You.
hold on. Remember that I said I don't
But
want to drive a car. Hold on. That I said I don't want to drive a car, right? But I have money for a car. It's two different things to somebody who doesn't have a car because he can't afford one.
No.
So
I
there
get where you're
are
coming
people,
from.
so that's what I was saying to him. Don't focus on the cohort of people who don't have accommodation, health, and possibly, what's the other one? Shelter. There are people who tick these boxes. A lot of our celebrities in Nigeria who have not married, and yeah, young looking guys, been there, done that, have money, have access to women, but they said no. So now's the question. So you have all these things, you have everything it takes to sweep any woman off your feet, and don't forget, for every guy that is single out there, you can't say money is the reason you've not married, because somebody poorer than you is married. People poorer than you are getting married. If you are going for a high class woman, why not find a low level woman or somebody
Okay,
your class?
I'll give you an example, right? Everybody has their taste and preference of what they want in their future spouse.
Right.
So it's not a bad thing. It's just the way they have viewed, like, this is how I want my home to be like. This is how I want my future husband to be like. But your future husband cannot always come with the perfect package. Do you understand? So that means, like, let's call a spade a spade. When we were all in our 20s, we want some certain kind of men. But when you start getting older, even as a woman or as a man, there's some categories that will drop.
Yep.
Because you are not seeing what you want. You are dropping them because you're like, these are the people that are available. Sometimes you might have some certain tastes and categories of people you want, but are they available for marriage at the time you want to be ready for marriage?
Okay, I'm going to answer this two ways. You
Go ahead.
said something which I agree with, right? When you are younger, it's not what you want. And now you are older, it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
What you want changes, right? And this is why I think you're supposed to do it when you are young. Don't quote me. I said to young people, you see, when you are doing all those platonic love, that's the sweetest love. That's the purest love. You know those guys when you're in secondary school, you see a girl, you say you like her and blah, blah, blah. That's actually pure. You see, when you start getting to a particular stage, when you start looking at a man, because in secondary school, the guy doesn't have nothing. He's broke, but you don't see broke. You see love, right? But then when you start coming to the stage whereby you look a man in the eye and you say, what are you bringing to the table? And you start checking the size of whatever he has under his trousers, and you start checking how good he performs, and you start checking his car, and you start checking he doesn't have a house, and you start checking his job, his tax group or tax whatever.
Can I just come in?
That stage, hold on, Tolu, sorry. That stage, you become trapped in your own choices. And this is why you have people like Yvonne Nelson reminiscing about her life, writing books. You have people like Genevieve struggling to understand, but things have gone wrong because it's like when they asked Inyanya, why didn't you marry? He said he could have done it when he's not famous. He could have found the right one. But now things are blurry. And you can understand where he's coming from. Someone like Olamide went to his original girlfriend. Do you understand? So what I'm trying to say is that do it when you don't have all those lists.
Let me tell you something. So if he does it when he was young, say in his early 20s or 22, 23 ish, and he got married, life will still down on him inside that marriage.
But that's what
he will still see.
But that's what
this is a problem.
Because you are allowed to grow in that marriage.
I'm coming. In reality, so forget about the fantasies. I love you, I care for you, I miss you, you are beautiful. Those are fantasies, okay? The reality that we live in today is run by two things: mentality and economy. mentality, and economy. Hence the reason why you said, what do women bring to the table, or what do men bring to the table? People now start asking questions. What are you bringing?
Tolu,
What?
the three top richest men in the world all had divorces back to back. Is it last year or last 2 years? So it's not really about economy and mentality. These are people that built companies together, shared whatever together, and most of the times it's down to one thing: either cheating or they fall out of love. There's no love anymore. So going back to what I was saying, you gotta see marriage as something that you have to. I mean, I was somewhere and an older man said, if your parents didn't marry, you wouldn't come out to have the home you had, the upbringing you had. So you gotta see it as a responsibility that you owe your own children.
Can I get can we all get 2 minutes each, so that we can actually drive home our points? Okay, so that we don't interrupt, so it makes sense. I will have my 2 minutes, you have your 2 minutes, and she will have her 2 minutes as well. Is that okay?
Okay. No problem.
So that everything can be very, very clear. We don't have to muddle things up. So I was talking about, so my 2 minutes starts now. So I was talking about mentality and economy. And you said that there are rich men in the world today, like Bill Gates, who divorced his wife after 36 years of marriage. Okay. But do you know that Melinda Gates and Bill Gates built the empire? That empire that we see today, they both built it together as couples. Okay. So when they were building it together, there was mentality. They both had that mentality to build things, to become successful. Okay. And at the end of the day, they divorced. Why they divorced is unclear. But what I know is that humans are not kind of satisfied. We can't be satisfied. Okay. And that's why if you want to hold a relationship, you must be very intentional, and you must be able to sacrifice for that relationship. It's not enough to say, I love you, I care for you, you are my everything. As you grow, things will happen. Like you said, my sister, things happen. Life happens to you. And when life happens to you, how do you handle life together? Okay. Now, what secondly is about economy. You cannot hide from the reality, my brother. Economy is key in marriage. What are you doing? What are you making is key. When I go on holiday and I put my missus on the business class, and we go to eat in Paris or wherever in the States, is it charity? No, it's not charity. It's money. It's money. To love a woman, it's not cheap. Let's be honest. You can start in a cheap way. You can actually start having that romance in a cheap way. But as you go, you will need money. You will need support, financial support, okay, to build that relationship, right? So if you're starting in a very low way, in a very kind of in a basic way, that's fine. But going forward, what is the prospect? So if you ask me now, Tolu, can you marry a woman who has no job? Yes, I can. If she has a future. If I know that she's okay, maybe she's a doctor or a lawyer or whatever, I know that we can build a future together. But can we ask a woman if she can marry a man without money? That's a question. Can you marry a man who has no job, even though you love him? Can you? That's the question. If I was a woman with my mentality, I would say yes, I can marry a woman who has no job, as long as that woman has a future. Okay? But many women don't see it that way. And that's why I said to you that two things run the issue of marriage: mentality and economy. And without those two things, you cannot have a good marriage. It's very, very difficult to have a good marriage. Yes, you can have the floor.
Let us speak another. I hope I remember everything. That's why it's good sometimes to counter, because you can easily
my
but
thoughts
yeah.
are gone. But okay, let me just. I'm gonna scrap a little bit backwards, based on you guys' conversation and what I took note of. As a lady, I hate the statement, "What do I bring to the table?" I
Me
know
too.
it's a shocker. I know it's a shocker coming from a female person. Not us all female love that statement, because to face facts, to call a spade, I'm coming from this angle because relationship topic is very broad. We can't all finish it today. But you see this, what do you bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? Even if I tell you what I bring to the table, at the end of the day, I'm telling you what you want to hear. I'll tell you all the good things you want to hear. I won't tell you the bad side. Have you ever seen where they advertise a product and they tell you the bad side of a product?
No.
They will never, because they will never make sales. They will tell you only the good side. So that is a way of saying I'm shooting myself in the leg. Okay, I'm coming out. I'm telling you this. This is how I want my life to be. Oh yes, this is what I can offer. This is so that it will be pleasing to your ears. So that you can say, oh, this is wife material, or this is husband material. To be frank, this generation needs to understand that marriage is best experienced, not talked about. Because everybody's marriage is totally different from the next person. Do you understand?
Yeah.
It's different from the next person. We all have what we call boundaries. Know your boundaries, know your limitations, know what you don't like, know where to break the boundaries and say the truth. But if, for instance, you're coming with the energy of, I want to hear what you bring to the table, you're not ready for a relationship. I'm sorry. That's my own 2 cents.
Right. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. I knew this call would come at some point tonight, but I can't take it. Now, Tolu, thank you for what you said, but this is how I view things, right? There are women that marry down. Even though a high percentage tend to marry up because of the situation of things coming from Nigeria, there are still women who will consider a guy who is not so rich, maybe because her time is going fast and she think, okay, I might as well say yes to this person. Maybe she's not all that beautiful, maybe she's not all that from a wealthy background, but there are women who accept, because believe it or not, every wedding that happens every Sunday is not above any particular threshold. People who are poor marry, people who are middle class marry, people who are rich marry. Now that said, the richest people in the world suffer from divorce, the poor people suffer from divorce, the middle class suffer from divorce. So your economy, I don't know how much it can hold water. Then comes the mentality. And that mentality is what my sister alluded to when she said, when you are younger, you want something. As you are growing, it changes. And I said to you, it's good when 2 of you grow together. If you wait and you get to a particular level, and then you start looking at people who you meet eye to eye in that level, and they want them to happen to be single, it gets to, if you're playing, it gets to a particular point in life that everybody you meet have checked a particular box. You're walking into a circle, or you're walking into a room, and if you're not married by then, before you're walking into that room, they'll be looking at you like, you know, like in Domona, if you're not married, you are not respected. You're not even allowed to join. There are some churches that will not crown you a pastor if you're not married. So there are places that you're not, in fact, you're not respected as a responsible man if you cannot keep a woman, if you cannot keep a wife. Because they believe that marriage is difficult and it's a challenge that makes you mature, that you can, keep a home. And same goes to a woman. You cannot brag that you are a mother in church. Let's say all these Catholic mothers or all these church women that do their mothering Sunday, they will not. You can't brag that you're a mother if you are not able to keep a man at least or have children. Of course, children is not a yardstick because some people struggle with that. So what I'm getting at is that yes, mentality is okay, but that mentality changes. And that's why you see people when they hit their prime and they're celebrities, they start struggling because it's lonely at the top and they struggle to marry down. So it's either you have a divorcee who is at that level, or you have somebody who is ready to commit to more than one woman, and then you struggle with that, or you at the end of the day you just decide to go have a surrogate or have become a single mom yourself. And some of them have actually have a child first, then get rejected, and then they hit stardom, and they remain like that because they already have a child. So this is what I'm saying. If truly you are a good person, that stage that you are transitioning, because life is in stages, right?
Yeah.
It's a time that your career becomes a priority. There's a time you're supposed to be checking who you're going to do the journey of life together. Then if you manage to skip that stage and get to the next and manage to succeed in that journey of life, then it becomes hard to partner because, again, looking at yourself, you're like, I did this alone. Why do I need somebody?
True.
And that's why some people will come and tell you, look at our colleagues that marry. When they marry, they stop blowing, or they become less hot, or they become less of the top. Because single people want you. They want that, they can have you to sort of have hopes to kind of buy you or you sell. I'm talking about some of the celebrities. So for them, they've managed to make that money. A woman or a marriage can even bring them down.
Yeah.
So because of that, they leave it. But most footballers always marry because it doesn't bring anything down in terms of their career. Most doctors will marry because it doesn't do anything wrong to their career. Most pastors will marry because it even helped their career. So all I'm trying to say in essence is that marriage, no matter how you look at it, is still looking attractive. But the point is that people skip the time to do it because there's a time for everything. But then when you skip that time, you will find yourself operating on that level whereby either you cannot find somebody you can do it with, or you become too selective in your choice. And then you become bound to it.
Somebody said marriage is best experience, not what you can talk about. That's what somebody just said. Marriage is best experienced, but not what you can talk about. But the topic of today's conversation is that if you are such a good person, why do you remain single? And the reason that I just said, my own position is just that people remain single because they are afraid, they don't have what it takes to settle down in marriage. They are afraid, they are scared. Experience of other people have made them very scared, and they believe that if they marry, it will be a setback for them. There will be a kind of setback from their ambition, and most times that ambition is their career. So your career can be like divided into two. If you're not careful, if you marry the wrong person, or you marry someone that's going to challenge you, So that's what I think. That's my own position, basically. That's my own position. But
so are you for that decision or against?
I think I'm against the fact that good people I'm against the decision that if you are good, you should have married. You could be good and still be single. You can be a good person, viable person, but you're still single. Why? Because you're scared of marriage. Why? Because you have experiences in the past that made you much more afraid of having somebody in your life. Okay. Number two, because you you are chasing your career and you believe if you get engaged with somebody or you marry somebody, they will affect your career. They will not allow you to move forward or move faster as you would like to move if you were single. So these are the reasons why some people decide, you know what, I'm not getting married now. I have a lot to achieve. Let me achieve these things first, and then I'll get married.
Okay. I disagree. I still believe that anything you want to achieve in career, you can achieve as a married man or as a married woman. But
Can I come
then
in there?
there is a time to give birth, there is a time to do those school runs, there is a time to take your children to secondary school, there's a time to see them through university, and there's a time to give them out in marriage, and there's a time to go to Omugo, and then there's a time to be grandma, grandpa. These are stages of life.
Okay.
So for every stage you delay looking for something that you could, okay, let me put it this way, Tolu, so you can make it to make sense. Which one is time bound? Career, having kids, what else? Even spirituality.
Okay, if you want to put it on a scale of preference, on a scale from 1 to 10, I'll say having kids is time bound. Career is time bound. Even spirituality is time bound. Everything is time bound. But having kids is first, followed by career, followed by spirituality, like you said. Okay? And the reason for that is because career, if you are above a certain age, you will not get a job anymore. There are certain kind of jobs that you will not be able to get. Okay? Because you're over a certain threshold, right? So for example now, there are kind of jobs I cannot get again at my age, even though I'm super qualified. But due to my age, I can't get those jobs anymore. Okay. Whereas nothing stops me from getting married now. Me right now, I can get married today, or tomorrow. But career-wise, there's a limit. There's a time, but it's really time bound. Okay. And the same thing happens to children. You can have children as a man anytime. Of course, women have their menopause and the time limit. But for men, you can have a child at any time. Okay. So you need to be aware of these differences. Okay. But the fundamental difference and the reason why good people remain single is because they are scared. I still repeat myself, they are scared of getting engaged with somebody, and they have past experiences, and they don't want those experiences to repeat themselves in their lives. That's the way I see it.
My sister, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I have something to add. Okay. There was something you said about the world of marriage, that you can do some certain things when you are in marriage, that you can continue, like develop your career and the rest of other things. Now, there are actually some, I've witnessed a real life scenario that happened in my family, whereby, you get married to a lady or a woman, and the woman is always someone that was a working class person. And when she got married to you, you changed from working class lady to a housewife, or because you are the husband and saying, don't worry, I will provide for the family.
Yep.
But I want you to stay at home and take care of the kids and take care of the home. Now, what would you say about that scenario? Because that woman, you met her when she was working, but marriage changed her to be a housewife. Are you telling me she can't? There are no ladies out there who combine their work now with being a housewife? They are. So that is why, if you look at the world of marriage, right? I think I'm not saying men are not scared of marriage, but women are more scared because the man is the head of the family. He's the head of the home. He calls the shots. Maybe the woman can make some suggestions, bring up some ideas, say, okay, this is what I want some things to be done. If you marry a good husband who is a good listener and willing to take corrections and take your opinion serious, then you have a good marriage.
Correct. Yes.
So it's different ball game because it's crazy how we view it, you know. I can portray a very, very nice personality to you during courtship, and then during the marriage, I portray another character that you never saw it coming.
That's right.
What can you do?
I think the reason is because many people don't have, like I told Promise last time when we spoke. Many people don't, not many people actually. Marriage has no template. There is no book somewhere written somewhere and say, okay, well, before you get married, though, go and carry that book and read from cover to cover first, so that if I know what to expect when you get into marriage. No, nothing like that. You get into the, like you said, every marriage is different. Every relationship is different. Okay, you cannot use one person's marriage or relationship to test another one. Okay, so there's no template, there's no kind of book somewhere that you have to go and read. Hence the reason why we cannot say for sure that every good person generally should have married. That's the reason. There's no template. There's nothing to say, oh, okay, I'll give an example. If you were very confident, say, okay, right now I'm ready to marry and I'm very confident, I think I know what to expect. You just get into marriage. You don't have to go back. You don't have to be afraid. And hello?
Oh, hi, hello.
Okay. So,
Yeah, Tolu, go on. I can hear you.
right.
My brother can just come. Just mute and wait for Tolu to finish.
Okay, that's fine. So there's no template. So my point is that, like you said, sorry, what's your name, sister? Sorry.
Jennifer.
Jennifer, thank you. My name is Tolu, by the way. Jennifer, actually, what you just said with regards to a man turning the woman into a full housewife is another is another big issue in the whole dimension of marriage. Okay, because now you met the person working, you got married to the person, and then you turn the person to a full housewife. How do you explain that? Does it make any sense? Is it reasonable?
It's not reasonable.
But again, some people will say, well, it's reasonable. Some people will say, well, if the guy has the money, why not? You see what I'm trying to say?
Let me come in because I think my sister out here let her heart out when she says, you know, it's a man that makes the decision.
Yeah.
And I take it that she's not married. That's why she said that. Because if she's married, she will know that when Tolu was saying that he could not make decision without considering his wife, that's what happens in marriage. The idea that men call the shots in marriage is wrong. The idea that men control women in marriage is wrong. And that's why they always ask people, when you want to get advice as a married person, go to married people, because singles don't understand what really goes on in that. Most people don't say what goes on in their marriage to their friends. They will not tell you exactly what goes on. There are people who wanna be housewives,
Yep.
There are women who prefer to be housewives. Whether you like it or not, it's true. And if you're forced to be a housewife, there are a lot of remote jobs you can do. You could work on your phone. You could sell from your house. I'm telling you things that are happening in this day and age. The idea still remains. Some people don't want to give themselves to that commitment, because whether or not you're a housewife, you're working class, there's still some level of commitment you have to show. That you have to show. You have to commit yourself to something. You have to be responsible for your husband, for your children. So that is what people are running away from. They want that independence. They want that easy choice. So women don't just come into marriage and then stay quiet and allow men to do whatever. No. Whether you like it or not, even in this whole Davido Shoma's issue, Shoma is the real boss, not Davido. Davido will be the one begging for forgiveness. So Shoma is the real boss.
Can I come in? I'm so sorry, because I don't want to forget anything. I'm sorry I'm breaking the 2 minutes rule, Tolu. I'm very sorry about that. For me personally, I don't want to forget anything. For me personally, maybe you didn't hear what I said completely. I said, right, if you have a partner that listens to you, so listens to you, take correction, willing to work with you as a partner, then you have a good husband, you have a good home. Do you understand? Because no matter how we want to divert from it, there are still some men who want to be in control of things in their home, which is not a marriage, like you just said. But I just think, right, when you say Davido and Shoma's issue and all about the whole marriage thing and all, yes, she's married, but to be 100% frank, she's a very strong woman or strong lady. I give it to her.
Yep.
I give it to her. Because all that is being dished out on social media, everywhere, about your husband. If we say she's not feeling it, then she's not a human being. It's a big lie. Because we women were more emotional than men. I'm not saying Davido is not feeling it though, but there's levels to feeling this thing. There's levels. Because we women were the crybabies. We cry behind closed doors. You see the strong ones? They cry behind closed doors, and when they go out to the public, they clean their face, they wear their makeup, they look good. You don't know what they're going through in their home.
That's right.
So that's why for me personally, I just feel like, understanding your partner is an important key in marriage. Understand who you're settling down with. Understand their character. Understand their flaws. Understand what they can do and what they cannot do. So that in case something comes out in the open tomorrow, you won't feel surprised. You know, like, oh, that's his personality. I'm a Davido fan. I won't lie. I'm an OBO fan. But I'll be 100% frank with you. With all these things on social media, let's be realistic. It's not easy.
It's not.
It's not easy.
No.
It's not easy. Because, one, I don't want to sound like a Nigerian. I want to sound like a normal woman. Because if I sound like a Nigerian, then I'll start taking sides.
Yes.
And let's be realistic, right? That person that is going through what the other ladies out there in the other parts of the world, they are also human beings. They are also someone's daughter. They are also someone's child.
That's right.
There's a limit to what someone can take and can tolerate. Mm-hmm. Even if we say, let's remove emotions, let's remove feelings, but emotions and feelings is what makes a human being.
All right.
Let's call it a spade. If someone is doing this to you for God knows how long, there's a day you will break.
Yeah.
You will surely break. So I just feel that internet, let's be realistic, right? Bloggers are good in spreading information, both true and false. They'll even paint it. And at the end of the day, they are making their own money. But we, the fans, we, the people that are the outsiders, that don't know what is happening, let us not judge by what we are seeing, because you are not present when they made the agreement.
Yes.
You were not in the house.
Yeah.
You don't know what they agreed to. And you see, let me tell you the truth, right? Anything that has to do with relationship or couples, give them 1 week or 2 weeks, they'll make up, and it will shock everybody. That's if they are destined to make up. So that is why I love to mind my own business. I told my friend, grab your popcorn, grab your Coke or Fanta, get ready to the watch, they go. Don't even put your emotions inside as a woman. Just be watching like you're watching a normal TV until further notice. Yeah, it's reality. But what do you want us to do?
Sure.
Please
Because
go ahead.
this is private life. I think this is because it's a private life of some people. And to be honest, this explains why, again, on the topic of if you are such a good person, why are you remaining single? We have seen it. Chioma is a good person for all intent and purposes, but she's married to somebody who more or less is all over the place, you know. And these are the reasons why people are afraid. I keep saying this. I keep repeating myself. People are scared of marriage because of what they've seen people go through. Okay, that's my point. So no matter how much we go around in circles, it still comes back to individuality. Me, you. If I ask you now, Jennifer, what do you think about marriage? Honestly, you tell me, oh, you know what? I want to marry. Possibly, you might say I want to marry. Oh well, but if I ask you, are you sure of the person? You tell me, well, you can't be too sure, you know. And this is the fear that people have. And like you said, women are much more afraid than men. Men are fine. Men can just get into marriage, you know. But women are very, very, very careful because they are highly emotional. Okay. So the concept of being good itself, the definition of good is very subjective. Depends on the person that you are dealing with and how the person is.
And I want to add something to the main topic. Sometimes being good helps in marriage, right? Being a good person helps. I'm not disputing that fact. But you see, if I think of when I was in university days, there are some friends of mine that were very bad. In fact, their bad is like their signature. When you are seeing them, they're giving them handshake. Oh, Bado, you don't enter the building. How far? At the end of the day,
they marry first.
They marry first.
They marry first.
Now, why did you think that is?
Because
why?
My brother.
Do you know why? Because most single girls reject a lot of suitors.
Well, not only that, they got these guys, these people that were bad in school, like you said, Jennifer. These girls know their game. They know their game. They know what they're looking for and they go for it. Trust me, they go for the best.
See, let's be realistic.
But let's not make some wrong assumptions as well. It does not mean that they go for it with that same attitude. People change. People see marriage as where they retire their mess up life, you know. Let's do this now. We've been there, done that. Now let's settle down. That's why they use the word settle down.
Governors that retire in the Senate. Senate is like the place they go and sit down and say, "This is my house."
Yeah. So those your friends, you might find out that they're not, when they're having conversation, they are loyal. They don't care because they know their pastor before them, so they want to be good. They want to rectify things they've done wrong. Now, on the outside, you are seeing them as bad. Why would anybody consider this? But they might be the ones, cleaning the house, serving their husbands, doing all the, do you know what I'm trying to say? So it is that does not meet the eye. And that is why it is wrong for you to judge people by what they show you outside. You might think a man is the one calling the shots, but it might be the woman in control.
So which means that being good is relative. Being good is relative. So what me and Jennifer was talking about here, about bad girls, it's not bad as in bad attitude, okay? These are girls that go clubbing, that enjoy, they flex around and everything like that. And they end up settling with the right people, the right men. I mean, the best.
Exactly.
If you are saying the best of the best, they pick the best, okay? But we see
their husband is opposite of them.
What would you call the best? Because there are men that are rich, right?
The best,
and they don't give you money, and then there are middle class who do everything for their wives.
The best, I mean,
and those people you call best as well. You know, how committed are they to your satisfaction?
Yeah, the best.
But if you marry a young person like yourself, you might even enjoy because you are having fun with your friends.
Yeah.
Whereas that person will be looking at you as a small baby in the house, you know.
What I think me and Jennifer was talking about here was that the best in terms of whatever you can expect a man to have, these men have it. Okay? So these baddies, bad girls in quotes, they go for the biggest fish in town and they settle with them. And they're able to get in. So the question for us today is, how do they make it? How do they make it happen? That's what we want to know. How is it possible?
No, don't forget you said something, that marriage is like a dark room, right?
Yes.
Some people would say marriage is like you know, an item you bought in the market that you didn't even open. It's like a non-tested appliance. Until you get home, you test it and see if it's working or not. And most times you don't have to return it. Sometimes people do. Sometimes you don't have to throw it away. Sometimes people do. Sometimes you can dump it. Sometimes you can keep it in the house and you'll be dummy. So what am I trying to say? People's marriage, you cannot say is sweet from the outside. Even those men you think they are the high caliber men might not be giving the woman what they want. That's why some people are married to big houses and everything, but not the man they thought, because that man is still outside and he has
that's a different argument altogether.
I know, but what I'm trying to say is, let's not say, oh, they have the best of the best. It's relative.
If you want to talk about whether the marriage is blissful or nice or lovely, it's a different topic. We are talking about them getting married first. They are the ones that get married first. And it goes directly to the foundation of the topic today. If you are a good person, why do you remain single? And we are saying today that many good people are single. Many bodies, especially from the girl angle, from the ladies' angle, many bodies are married.
Remember when Jennifer said that there are good girls that are not married, and I said, even Peter said it, and I said that's because they are the ones turning down the suitors. Now, a bad girl might not turn down any suitor, or sometimes push the suitor to even make it. What you guys don't understand is that there are a lot of men out there that women push, and they make it, right? Or they make them, or they set a high standard for them, and they go out there, whether by crook or nook. I'm not saying it's the right thing, so don't go and pressure your man. No. But what I'm trying to say is, there are people who make those baddies, make those men that you think are the high caliber men. So, for example, there are girls that will tell you they can only date Yahoo boys. Now, you are looking at it that they are married to affluent men. But for me, is that what I would consider a successful marriage? Yes, the topic is, if you're a good person, why are you still single? But don't forget, it's not all marriages that are enviable or, you know, attractive, so to speak. You know, the other day I addressed something saying marriage, there are different types of marriage. There's secular marriage, there's Christian marriage, there's Muslim marriage. So when you are talking about marriage, what type of marriage do you want to marry? Because there are unbelievers that are married.
Oh, no, don't mix it now.
Okay.
No, guys, don't mix it now.
No, but we have to contextualize that, because traditional native doctors are married, but they are also married.
This is the problem that we might run into, okay? Don't let us talk about the difference of the different types of marriage as it applies to marriage, because That's another argument altogether.
No, it's very broad.
If you want to talk about, say, okay, oh, they are married, oh, but what kind of marriage do they have? Don't go that way, because we are looking at married. Whether you are married traditionally.
Okay, sorry. There was something that the Zorani said before that I missed. I just went back to it. It says, as a PM, I don't know what PM means, it is possible to overlap stages or run 2 stages concurrently. However, it takes more discipline. This is my argument, the discussion we were having earlier. Now, coming back to marriage, if we want to put all marriages as marriage, fair enough. I will answer that with what Peter just wrote. He says, getting married first is not equal to marrying the best, which is my point. Many of those girls settle with everybody's man. You get it? Which is what Chioma is experiencing. Many have married sugar daddies, like Regina. Some are second and third wives. So we have to contextualize this. I'm not saying being single is as bad as marrying a bad man or being in a bad marriage. No. What I'm saying is, for people that feel like they are so superior, they are so good that they call men less than toys, or they look at women that none of them is good enough for him. Why are you single? Why is people not rushing you? Because if you're a good market, you're supposed to sell yourself. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So, and I strongly believe that good people get taken off the market very quickly.
I don't think so. I don't think so. It depends on what you call good. Good is very relative, my brother.
No, we know what is good. We know what is good.
Okay, can I come in? Oh, sorry, yes. Can I come in? I want to know from our wonderful host, what do you think about, sorry, I'm a little bit diverting, but it's still under this topic one way or the other. What do you think about Davido and Chioma's situation? If you were a senior brother to Davido, how would you advise him?
Oh, I thought you would have asked me that for Chioma. Davido is the what do I call it? He's the lion, isn't it? So he's the king. So he's there enjoying his life. I mean, there's no dull moment with Davido. It's either he's in his private jet, or he's in his Maybach, or he's into his women, or he's drinking his Mattel. I mean, if you roll with Davido, he's every minute is luxury. Every minute is fun. These guys don't suffer the way we suffer. Every day of their life is. If we live one day in their shoes, we will be talking about that day. We'll take pictures and hang it, and they live it like their normal life. So people forget that very quickly and use their poverty to see Chioma and think Chioma is suffering. Do you understand? Davido might wake up tomorrow, buy Chioma. I think he was saying in one of the interviews that I listened to in America that he bought Chioma a Richard Mille. Even the guy that is American that was listening to him said he bought a Richard Mille for Chioma was shocked. He said, "Oh, I thought you bought a Richard Mille for yourself. You even bought it for his girl." So, and that's where he said, the beautiful girls come from the East and whatnot. Now, what you need to understand is, for Davido, he got no problem. Man is successful, highly successful. You understand? So for him, he's on top of his life. All you will be telling him is, my brother, apply caution. Apply caution. Like, there is whiskey there is burner there. They are not doing this same thing. Do you understand? But for him, I don't think he's leaving any regrets. He's just enjoying himself. The only thing is that somebody else is suffering in that expense, which is Chioma. And that brings me to the topic of, I see that the institution called marriage is rubbish, and men are becoming more weak to the temptation of women, maybe because of Instagram, maybe because of women are easy portraying their nakedness. These days, like, you drive around and you see girls going to school that are not even they are still minors. They are wearing very short miniskirts. And I'm wondering if they are walking on the street wearing something this short. By the time they sit down in their class, what would the boys and the boys are dressed well, all their trousers and everything. So if we're in a situation whereby women really want to show nakedness, men are finding it difficult to deal with, and the expectation is still that you stay with your eyes closed and just hang on to one woman. Are you getting what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Derek Bambex, you can talk, please. Yeah, if you want to. My dear sister,
Okay.
go on.
Okay, for me personally, right? Yeah, the way men think is not the way women think. All right? We have all learned that the hard way. Women think differently from men. But I feel that my own 2 cents about this whole thing. I might be right, I might be wrong. It's just a general opinion and observation. If you really love someone, like you claim you do, whether you're a celebrity or not, there should be an atom of discipline. Even if you don't know how to discipline yourself, you should have some people around you that you can call and say, oh, this is what is happening, or what do you think? Let me ask for advice. If you are the type that likes to ask for advice, do you understand? So I'm not judging him. I'm not judging the ladies, because nobody is perfect. But if it's becoming your signature, it is no longer a mistake.
That's right.
That is the truth.
Okay. Can I?
Yeah,
go on.
Yeah, go on.
So
Go ahead.
I just want to say something to what the previous speaker said. One thing I believe, and I've always told people, is I'm not married, or at least I've been meeting with people. The fact that we feel Chioma is not suffering, that from the experience you said, the instance you said that the widow said he bought something. See, one thing I believe is, at some point when you are in wealth, even if you've not been in wealth, but you started being in that wealth, after some time, wealth will be nothing to you. So that brings me back to the point that the lady talked about. That see, the ladies are the ones suffering, really. The money will mean nothing to Chioma anymore. She's enjoyed the wealth. What else? She's gone to wherever she wants to go to. See, I understand. We can feel that.
I will let you answer this guy.
We feel that the money, the wealth, the enjoyment can be making her feel fine and all that. But see, it's something that it will only be exciting to her at the instance where she just started enjoying those stuff.
Correct.
At some point, she will get used to it, buying pots.
Oh, you agree?
Buying whatever for
I
her.
disagree.
She will get used to it.
I agree.
It will be nothing to
Because
her. And then she will feel that she's not getting younger. She needs a stable home. She needs this. She needs a happy home and all that. She does not want her family to be on the social media for the wrong reason. That is what she will be thinking about at this point. Not she's buying. Davido is buying private jets,
buying back for him, for her. He's taking her on vacation, buying a house.
I would say something. I was listening to Daddy Fizz live, discussing Davido, not this incident, before. You know, there's many occurrences of the same thing. So, and then girls came up saying, oh, Davido is an exception, that no girl should expect to keep Davido to herself alone. That's what girls said. So Daddy Fizz was like, so poor man cannot have polygamy or shit, but then rich people can. And I said, some are understandable now. So whereas you might be reasoning the way you are reasoning, and I respect your opinion, my brother, I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong, you need to understand that there are so many girls out there who are still praying that the video comes their way. They are ready to become another baby mama, who do not care what Chioma is passing through.
Thank you.
Now, your assertion that you get tired of money, or Chioma is not interested in money, is wrong.
Get used to it. It won't really freak you.
Can I come in?
Sorry, let me just say just one thing before you say that. Yes, you see all those ladies coming out that they wish the video should do this. Let me now give you the shockers. When they also get into it, they will also get used to it and feel, I just wish it's just mine. It is because you are not enjoying it. You feel, let me also taste more out of it.
Exactly.
But when you start enjoying it, you feel like I want to own this thing. You feel like people used to say, the enjoyment you get from sex is not really the sex. The main enjoyment is
But you remember
before
what I was saying
let me
earlier? I
just
don't know
the
where you joined
imagination
my life.
before it.
Sorry to cut you in again. But remember when I started, I said people from the north or people who go to the Muslim faith, right? They are okay with being one of 4 wives, and they know their man have that 4. They will make that 4 so busy that the man will not have time to go and cheat, and there is a relative assurance that the man will not cheat. But then we that insist on one man, one wife, we are now struggling with having multiple. And don't forget, it's the one that get belly, and it's the one where they catch you. He gets so many who don't get caught. Side chick is now becoming popular amongst the people. So what I'm trying to say to you is, in as much as you are looking at it that what do you say, that women are going to feel they want to own it all to themselves, some women just want to be there and get their own 20K a month, the way one of the girls put it today under the Freeze Live, saying it's guaranteed 20K or from 10K to 20K a month on child support. Some women just care about that money. They don't care about what other women are getting. They're not asking the video to come and buy them what do you call it, another G-Wagon or whatever. So some women are happy being side chicks. Some women are happy being mistresses. Some women are happy just getting their house somewhere and living off. Some women just want to be better off poverty. They don't want it all.
I want to say something, please, regarding what this gentleman here said. For me, okay, this one happened to my sister's neighbor. All right. A young couple, like normal, not married, boyfriend and girlfriend level, and sometimes they stay in the apartment together. So there was a day where I was going to my sister's place, like a flat, so everybody has their own door or room, and I was hearing them fighting and shouting, and she was like, yeah, it's a normal thing. I was like, wait, what do you mean it's a normal thing? Say the fight is normal. Say just wait, it's like a movie. Don't worry, I will tell you how it will end. I said, okay. After the thing ended, the next thing you know, the guy came out on the downstairs, kneeling down, begging her. Say, don't worry, I won't beat you again. I'm going to buy you a bag. I'm going to buy you the latest bag tomorrow morning. I'm going to buy you the latest things, the jewelries tomorrow. That was the only thing was used to brainwash her. And my sister was like, he's not lying, He's not lying. The next morning he will buy it. Now, let me tell you one thing, right? You beat a woman psychologically. I'm talking about those who beat a woman and then at the end of the day you give her a gift. You beat a woman, you give her a gift. Let me tell you one thing, right? In her brain, she will get tired of you because she knows that this gift is nothing. You're still going to do another part 2. You're still going to repeat the same thing. Another part 3 is loading. Part 4 is loading. You're not going to stop because you don't have discipline.
Correct.
Discipline is important. Know where to draw the line. Know where to respect your woman and say, all these ladies, bye-bye. I have somebody. Even if we're doing some stuff, what I feel Davido should have done is to protect himself. I'm sorry. Even if the girls are choking you that much, protect yourself. But, having fun that raw everywhere, there's disease everywhere in the world. Please.
Considering this,
no. Again, I keep saying, right? I don't know. I'm not a billionaire, right? But Davido, I think Davido is a billionaire. Now, if you're a billionaire,
is he the only billionaire in the world?
No, hold on. I'm getting somewhere. No, people do worse. I mean, Justin Bieber. Most of these guys do a lot of, you don't even want to know what these guys do, right? Okay. Money intoxicates. Like money will make you do. Wait until you have money. Understand what I'm trying to say? You become limitless. If you want any girl, it comes. If you want anything you want, you get. If you want diamonds, you get. If you want gold, you get. There's a kind of power money gives you. So what I'm trying to say is that it's only very few men, and this is why I keep talking about God-fearing men. Back in the day, if you wanted somebody, they would say, what kind of woman do you want? What kind of man do you want? People say, I want a God-fearing man. All of that is out of the window now. Nobody wants a God-fearing man. Do you know why people wanted a God-fearing man, God-fearing woman? To be able to get a faithful man when it mattered. Now, people don't care about that. People care about how good is he in sex, how good is his qualities, his body structure, and all of that. People care about frivolities. And that's why, at the end of the day, I get, okay, it's confusing. You went for what you want. So why are you looking for what somebody that wanted a God-fearing man gets? Because if you wanted a who wouldn't shit on you, you could have married a Christian marriage way. You could have married a church way. But then you went and married a secular way, and then you expected a man to be born again to you. It's not like on the wedding day you become a saint. No. Some people don't even marry the way or do the church wedding the way they should do. Some of them are not even married. We don't even know how Choma got married. All we need is that they are married. We don't even, it was a closed door thing. So at the end of the day, Choma will not expect somebody who will not expect the same thing with somebody who probably married a church way. So all I'm trying to say is, at the end of the day, all these guys, whether they are doing raw or whatever, Davido, whether you like it or not, we have an in-house doctor. Maybe immediately after anything, we get him checked and make sure he's all right. So don't worry about him getting infection or disease or whatever. They take care of themselves. And even if they don't, then it's the consequences of their action. Who cares? So, but what I'm trying to get to is, all these girls who are okay being baby mamas are feeling too good, too nice for some other men.
Can I come in here?
If they are that good, why are they single? Why are they now becoming an obstacle to somebody else's marriage?
Okay, the thing is, for me, I can't really say why they want to be baby mamas, because it takes one that has been there to talk about it. But you see this baby mama drama that is now everywhere. I feel, there's no smoke without fire. There's no smoke without fire. It takes two. It takes two to make a child, to be frank. It takes two to make a child. A woman cannot just wake up one morning and be pregnant. I'm not siding them. I'm just being realistic. It takes two to make a child. If you made a decision to yourself, even if you're not a lame man, sorry, I'm saying this, you're not a lame man, or you're not someone that understands what's happening when you're having sex, you should know that when you do this is the repercussion.
Again, in this circle, right? I'm talking about in Davido's class of women and whatever, right? They have a standard operating procedure or whatever you want to call it, right? These women don't collect 5,000 naira or 20,000 naira. Are you getting me? So money for abortion or money for contraceptive.
But these ladies are more stubborn.
No, hold on. Okay, I'm telling you something. I mean, I listened to the Physics Live where some people accused the girl of being in Davido's life from 2017. Even the Banky one that is a rumor, they still say the girl has been there for years. So all I'm trying to make you understand is that in these people's cliques, right, all these things we worry. It's not what they worry. That's not the main bone of contention. Are you getting me? It might be something that is small that meets the eye. It might be something that David might be cool with, but then don't want to give that impression that he's really cool with it. It might just be a partner that is so sweet to them they don't want to break the bonds and they still want to have for keeps. So, but at the end of the day, I need you to understand that whatever David did is not new. It's something that occurs in that circle of celebrities and whatever. You have so much wealth, you can afford any girl, but then they probably have an expectation because they do it so much that they know other girls take care of themselves. They don't need to spell it out to girls what to do. They don't need to. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Yep. So these are things that they expect that the girl will do to protect herself and him. But then when they don't do it, then David probably will be surprised. Okay, why? But then he should have learned from the first, second, third, and especially now you're married, all these experiences. But they continue.
He has 6 baby mamas, or I don't know how many, 6 kids.
So he should have learned. But what I'm saying is, why are women now cool with that? Why are women cool with being baby mamas instead of getting married?
Okay. I think it's the power of freedom. They feel they are more free.
I told
That's
you before.
another angle.
Exactly.
Free
They
for
feel they are
what?
more
Free
free.
to
Okay, the
raise
thing
the
is
child, or free to
no, no,
free
no, no. The
to
thing is
sleep with
this,
more
right?
people?
No, 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 no. See, I'm just giving a normal scenario, right? Maybe you must have been served different kinds of breakfast. Your breakfast get levels. They give you a dogo breakfast. You try this one, they give you another level of breakfast, plus levels there. Now, there's a limit to what the heart can take.
Yep.
And you as a human being, you have an intensive memory. Even if you say you want to sit down and forget about things and you want to heal, not everybody can heal from an heartbreak.
Right.
There are some women, after the last guy, they will swear to themselves that they will never get married.
Oh, that happened to me. All of us have a first year. See, whether you like it or not, yeah.
So,
All of us pass each other around. In this whole world of us, is really a circle. Just people, just your ex is somebody else's new girlfriend and whatnot. Even you are somebody's ex. Another person will say, "I will never date you," even though you look at yourself. And this is what I'm trying to say, right? You must be good to somebody, and somebody must be good to you. But then, if you don't find that person, then are you really a good person? Because what relationship does to you is that it makes you learn. It's a learning curve. So what you learn with relationship 1 is what you apply to relationship 2. What mistakes you make in relationship 2, you avoid it in relationship 3. You grow. It's hard for you to see somebody that said, my first guy, that the only guy, like somebody who said, I've never had an ex. Almost everybody have an ex.
Everybody has an
It's
ex.
not about being holy.
Just that
It's not about body count. Almost everybody have an ex, because you said learning process.
About body count, and it's crazy.
So what I'm trying to say is, let's face it, marriage is getting tiring.
No, marriage is a big damage now. It's a big issue.
Exactly. No. So marriage is getting tiring, and people don't want to appreciate the fact that all men are trying to say is that they are polygamous in nature. Now, women are saying, oh, even we are polygamous in nature. It's not just the men. Okay, fair enough. Then can we now say we redefine everything we want to do? Instead of putting ourselves all in a box, let's just do that. But the bottom line is, if we really want to practice marriage, not because the country has put marriage or everybody is getting married, so society, no. You choose marriage purely because you want to get married for the reason it was created in the first place. It was a Christian institution, God institution. So if you want to go into marriage, then you make God the center, and then you marry a God-fearing person. And you go to church and you pray to God to give you the grace. Because it is a sin. And I dare say, a sweet sin. Okay, because he said something in London many years ago. He said, out of all the 10 commandments, all the commandments, one person is enjoying, another person is suffering, apart from fornication and adultery. Those are the two people that are doing it are enjoying. Now, you understand that it's a sin against your body and also against God. But what will make that person want to do it? I was thinking about it. I was like, maybe David should change his name from David to Joseph.
Oh, why?
Because David in the Bible, David in the Bible, Solomon,
will be
will carry on. So because David in the Bible fell for Bathsheba's wife, innit? Or Bathsheba is the wife, innit?
Okay.
And Joseph ran away. But the most important thing is that let's look at our lives and think about what we give and not what we take. Because what I'm hearing is that people are getting to become baby mamas because of money, because of upkeep, because of monthly allowance.
Not because of money sometimes.
People are throwing away their life. Think about women who are now rich, who are now looking for a man to settle down, and there's no one in close sight or whatever.
Okay, so can I come in here? Sorry. I don't want to forget my points. Now, there are some baby mamas that have money. They even sign contracts with the baby fathers. Do you understand? And they say, okay, this is an agreement. Like this is like a trend. Some people are doing it very well here in Lagos. Because me, I'm in Nigeria, Lagos. Some people are doing it very well, but codedly, because we are from a cultural environment, but it is still there. So what I'm saying in essence is this, right? Some ladies know about the money. Sometimes it's biological
Sorry,
clock.
can you explain this? The sign, ladies sign something or what with men in Lagos?
Okay, sign means they sign a contract whereby you just there to get them pregnant and then you go.
Wow.
So they have made their money. These are the rich, all these rich Lakey girls or Lakey babes. They have made money, they have seen life. So they looked at it like, okay, my biological clock is ticking. I want to have kids. The men coming around, they are not ready, they are not serious. I'm not seeing my type. Let me just have a child and go. But the thing is this, like I said, people need to understand the beauty about marriage. Marriage is not just all about giving birth to kids. Do you understand? It goes more than that.
Marriage is more about companionship.
Yes, it's more about companionship. So many rich women are not married because they are looking for men that are richer than them.
I feel like calling names because there's many of them in Nigeria, celebrity status, and they don't understand.
When it comes to social media has another role to play in our generation. When it comes to relationship, when it comes to the world of marriage, you have some people that look up to certain actors and actresses and musicians and role models, and they tend to copy some of their traits. Maybe not all, because not all of us are 100% matured upstairs to learn how to filter, know your left from your right.
That's right.
Do you understand? So if you look at it, our generation is not like our father's time. Us, we are dealing with different basbos. You have basbos online, Instagram waiting for you. You have physical basbos gist you don't want to hear from your aunties, from your uncles. Then maybe your age grade, they're bringing up gist about marriage and relationship that week. Okay, if you think Instagram is not powerful, do you think Davido's stuff will have trended the way it did, if not because of the power of social media? That shows you that Instagram is here to stay. So what we are saying is this: if you are strong to withstand the temptation that is being posted online, then you are automatically ready for the world of marriage, to be frank, because there is levels to it.
There's a question they asked. I don't know who asked me that question before. I have to say this. For every failed marriage, there is 100 successful ones, right? So we're not in a way saying that marriage is going to go away, right? No matter whatever happens, people are still going to fall in love. People are still going to get on together. And people are still going to do. Then there are some clump of people who either started a wayward life early, who will struggle to settle down, who would like to blame it that they've not seen the right person, which is why I brought this topic. If you are such a great person, I wrote great and then I scrapped it and I wrote good, because I know many people will say good rather than great. But there are people that will think they are such a great person that they have not found somebody on their pedestal or somebody equal to them in their goodness. But the point is not really that. The point is that they are messed up themselves. And they are finding it hard to see somebody that will take up all their mess. Now, this is marriage for me.
No.
Marriage is not about what the other person does for you.
No.
Marriage is about what do you do for the other person. So, what do you say?
I beg to disagree.
You've been disagreed now. We've been doing this for like nearly 2 hours now.
He's not going to agree with your opinion. That's the truth.
But no, it's not even about. I'm not forcing anybody to agree to my opinion.
Wait.
But all I'm trying to say is that.
Okay, you want to ask me a question, please?
I want to ask Jennifer. Jennifer, do you agree with Promise that some women don't find the right person to get married to because of their past life, because of their exactly? In fact, Promise, I'm telling you right now, some of them got married because of their past life.
past life.
In fact, that was
No, you didn't structure your question to capture my thoughts. What did you say again?
What you just said, what you said before, that some girls that because of their life they couldn't find the right person to get married to, and therefore they're not blaming it on something else. They're blaming it on this on the
No. That's not what I said. What I said is, right, when you said some, or Peter said some good people, right, are still single. I said maybe, women they sweet. Like once they get to that, is it from teenage, from secondary school days, they become so beautiful. But then what they forget is that women are like flower. You get blossom, and then before you know it, you die quicker. So why they are that peak, they are so pretty, they will be turning guys down, insulting guys left and center. I know I don't want you, I'm not interested, but I don't ever come again. If you come again, as you are doing those things, you are chasing men away. Then it gets to a point that you are looking for who to accept, and you are still hanky panky, picky. Before you know it, time don't go. Everybody just vacates. Why is that nobody is asking me for number again? Then you start looking for men. Before you know it, this boy that was chasing you don't matter. Another person that was chasing you don't matter. This one that proposed and you said no, don't matter. What thing that happened? Nobody will marry you again. They find themselves in that situation. They are good though, but because they've now said a lot of no's to whoever's supposed to be their potential husband, those ones don't go. The one left are the ones struggling, and she no one go to that level. That's why most people find themselves single. Now the rest of them are really bad people who intentionally say they don't want to marry. Whether you like it or not, there are people who don't want to marry because they are enjoying their flirtatious and frivolous lifestyle. Especially the men. No, I don't want to be tied into one woman. I want to be on the street. So that is what I'm saying. If you're such a good person, somebody will be so interested in you, be it a man or woman. There are men that women will stay on their case for years. Women will be advising that this guy will not marry you. Why not come and leave? You say no. I'm with this person. I will die here. Are you getting it? So if you are such a good person, if you are really that good, why are you single if you are really single? Not saying that you are turning people away. If you are turning people away, then you are not really, you are doing it by choice now. You are single by choice. But to the point that nobody is interested in you, it's either you've chased all the people that are supposed to marry you in the past when you are much more beautiful, or when you thought you had time.
Yeah.
Are you getting the point now? Yeah. So that's how to structure it. If you want to structure it, then you can ask her now, Jennifer, do you agree with my points?
Okay, Jennifer, do you agree with his point that such people are single or remain single because of what they've done, rather than remain single out of choice?
No, I said the two now. Good ones remain single because they are not accepting, people that are coming to them. And then probably when they wanted to start accepting, there is nobody left. And then the bad ones, right? Because they choose intentionally to be like that, or people don't really want to go down with them. So it's a two-way thing. It's choice, and then it's their character.
Okay. I think to be honest with you, I think me personally think it's a matter of choice, because
But even if it's your choice, somebody's supposed to convince. So somebody's supposed to be on your case rather, because say for example, a good girl says I don't want to marry because of my ex. A good person should come and convince you that I'm different and make you change your mind.
Yeah, but this is the problem. See, it's very relative though. It's not objective. It's not something that we can just pick and say, pick and choose, like a la carte. It's objective. It's subjective. The person that you're talking about knows the reason why she's not allowing any man into her life.
But just the same way, those that said they don't want to marry is also subjective or objective rather, because it is because of what they've experienced.
Yes.
Nobody grows up saying I don't want to marry unless you are going to the seminary or you are going to the sister's home as a nun.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, if you are a normal person, you've started trying relationships, you've had friends, you've had girlfriends, you've courted or whatever, and you've been proposed to, and you said no or whatever, you worked, that's fine. Or you tried marriage and you were divorced. Now, if that relationship is not going your way, why is that?
Well, but to be honest, it's a combination of factors. One of them being that, again, some people have attached marriage to luck. Are you aware?
Yes, it could
Luck,
be.
there's an element of luck in marriage, which means that some people are nice, they have the good job, they have everything, but there's somebody asking them out. We call it luck, but if you're a spiritual person, we call it a bit of like there's a spiritual reason for that. Okay, some people who are spiritual will attach spirituality to it. If you're not spiritual, you might say there's an element of ill luck or luck, whereby the person in question is having so many people chasing her, or no one is even chasing her. Are you aware that some people are at their prime, very beautiful, they have good jobs, they have age on their side, and no one is asking them out?
Is that not what
So
we are
that
saying?
means that, and that
No,
is
no, no, hold on. That person, was she chasing career before? Has it always been like that? Because I beg to differ that a girl has been good or a guy has been good and nobody has been interested in being in a relationship with a serious relationship
it's
with you.
possible.
If you're really a good person and somebody tries a relationship, because there's this saying that everybody must find love or something, or everybody is no matter how ugly the person love you, no matter how poor,
I
somebody go
think
like you. So what I'm saying is,
So I want to say this.
yeah, go on.
It's like I'm getting your point of view. Yes. So what I will say is, if you are such a good person, why are you still single? There are a whole lot of factors that could cause that. Factors coming from what you just said. Factors coming from what Tolu also said, that most good people, they are scared. Why should you be scared? It could be based on so many different things. It could be maybe lack of experience. It could be because of their past experiences. It could even be because of their religious beliefs. A whole lot of things could uh, come together to, okay, we could have different reasons why good people are still single. So we can't just say it is because they are turning down this thing by choice, different things. What if it is not because people are not coming to them? Maybe the kind of environment which they are, their belief there is you can't just walk up to people anyhow. Different things could cause that, you understand? So I get your point that yes, some people could have been turning down advances, which is true. Then back to what they said, that those who are not really good, those who are bad people while they were back in school, they get married easily. The reason is because they have experience. They know, okay, this is the. Imagine someone who has dated like 5 different guys before, dated, redated, or dating in relationship, and then had like 12 side chicks. As a lady, you know that, okay, I'm dating 5 guys. I've dated 5 guys, but aside from those 5 guys, I've had like 12 of them that were just friends with benefits, blah blah blah. They already know that. Why did they have friends with benefits? They saw, oh, this guy was good in this area, maybe the sex or love, romance, and all that. So now, when it was time for them to marry, they already know what they are looking for. But that doesn't mean they are now in a good relationship or their marriage is good or is the best. But the reason why they get married easily is because they now have experience. And like Tolu said, they know what they're looking for and they go for it. That, okay, I need this type of guy that does this, that does this. When they see it, they recognize it immediately, easily, than a lady who has no experience. A lady who has no experience might say, okay, I want a guy who is caring. But because of lack of experience, a guy who is trying to be caring to them, they might see it as, this guy, he just wants to chop me and go. And in fact, sometimes a lady who's that experienced, when they see a guy that He's not approaching them. He's not caring to them. But they are seeing some signs that this guy is just trying to be cool. If I enter a relationship with this guy, he's going to be the best caring guy based on their past experience. So they go for it immediately. That is why most of them that they've been bad before, they get married early, easily. But that doesn't mean they are in the best relationship.
All right, thank you so much for that analysis. What I would say is that everybody is scared of marriage. Men, women, even mothers, even fathers will be scared for their children's marriage. Marriage, what my father-in-law said on our wedding day is that marriage is the only institution you get certificates before you start even. They give you marriage certificate even before you start, before your day zero. And I always say, going down to the altar to say I do does not make you a saint. It's not a forgiveness. I know women wear white on the day, but even men wear white suits. But you don't become how do I say? Oh, your sins are forgiven. You are now brand new. Two of you are holy. No. So if you marry a sinful man, the man will still commit sin. If you marry a sinful woman, that woman will commit sin. If you marry a bad girl that used to come some kind of life, she might be going to her exes. So that you are married, it doesn't stop there. Marriage can also have divorce. Don't forget. You can be back to square zero, become single again. So what you want is a very sustained marriage that is successful. You want to be in a successful marriage as you have a successful career, have a successful children upbringing, and have a successful family. So it is a whole lot tied into that. But all I'm trying to say is that if you are that good, why didn't you start off your journey with a partner? Because don't forget, it's a partnership, right? Marriage is a partnership. You're doing life with somebody. So why is it that nobody wants to tie on with you and go through this journey of life? And everything is, balanced on time. Everybody has time. So as you're wasting your time, other people on your age mate are already producing children. So they've gone a step ahead, training their children. You've not even married to start. Yes, you can still have children outside wedlock, but then it's not the same. It's a legitimate child. Yes, you can claim ownership and all of that and see them on weekends or whatever, time allows you. Or can even live in the same house with the woman. That's fine. But you need to understand it's not the same as raising children in a call home after you've done your wedlock. So going back to the point I was trying to make, right? If whilst a good girl is saying no to men, maybe because you misjudge their intentions, you miss the right person, and a baddie picks up that person is a caring person and says yes to him, it is still your loss. So you are a good person, but you are becoming picky. And this is why people are picky. People are picky because they always think about what is he going to do for me. They're not thinking about what am I going to do for him. And marriage is not about what are you bringing to the table. It's all about what am I going to make. How good can I make this man's life to be? How good can I make this woman's life to be? It's all about what you give rather than what you take. So you don't go into marriage with a selfish mindset. Marriage is difficult. It's for people. You are doing it for your children, you're doing it for your in-laws, you're doing it for your husband, you're doing it for his friends. You can be at home and your husband working with 5 friends, you have to cook for all of them. You can be at home and your children bring people down for weekend, you have to cook for all of them. And again, you can come home and your in-laws are at home, you have to accommodate everybody. So marriage is a lot of giving. You don't go into that mentality, the single mindset, and be like, oh, I was this, I could do this, I could do that. No. But it's something you can do concurrently with your career. It's something you can do with your spiritual life. Now, what I'm trying to say is, be good, and then you find good people. But if you're always attracting the bad ones, then there's something wrong somewhere. And bad somebody can change or know that they are actually bad, and then change when they see a good person. Because the thing with bad people is that when they see a good person, they know. Say, for example, a bad girl is somewhere, and a good person approaches her, and they see, okay, this guy is different because I've been with bad people and this guy is treating me different, so he's a good person. He goes off quickly and carry that person. Meanwhile, that good person is showing another good girl somewhere, maybe in church, and that good girl is not opportune or aware of what is before her. Because again, women have to be ready for marriage to happen. Some women are just not ready. And that's why I asked, one man asked me, how do I know the one? I said, marry who is ready. Don't just go and marry for marrying's sake. Marry a woman that wants to marry you. Because if you marry a woman that is pretty and everything, but she's not ready for marriage, you find out that when she gets into marriage, she will still be doing things that she wants to do when she was single. She will understand that, okay, it's not time for clubbing anymore. It's not time for doing all what not before. This is different. This is all about family building and everything. So this is where it gets to that point that people still want to live a single life when they are married. It becomes a problem. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So if you're a good person, you should attract good people, and you should be in a relationship. I didn't tag my topic marriage. I said single.
Okay.
Why are you still single? Are you getting the point now?
Yes.
Yeah. Jennifer, any other thing you want to add?
No, it's fine. I think we have already overflowed the topic in different angles, but it's all good. It's all
good. Yeah. So I think in summary, there's 3 things that can be obtained. I mean, Tolu didn't agree with me, believe that some people can just reject marriage based on choice. But I think everybody passes through that. Everybody passes through heartbreak. If you go into a toxic relationship, it's going to affect your next relationship, whether you like it or not. A lot of people are messed up mentally because of what they've been through in the past. But then you still meet a good person who will keep, changing you. Try, because it takes somebody to damage you, it takes somebody to fix you as well. Do you understand? Now, you being a good person, and when people say good person, what does it really mean? It literally means having a good heart. Okay? Once you have a good heart, before you know it, somebody will see that good heart and say, okay, this guy is actually a genuinely a good person. Some people wonder why Annie Dibia didn't leave Two-Face, or why some people, even though their partnership is still with them. It's simply because they can see beyond that mistake. They know, okay, this is this man's weakness. Can I deal with it? I can deal with it. But there are women that they wouldn't even want to hear it twice. It's their deal breaker. You do that, they're off. There are women that don't care. They see it as, come on, men are just weak. They're just weak for women. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? Yeah. Now, for men as well, I've said this thing in a family friend's house. I said men will never forgive a woman who cheats. And the family friend said, we know somebody that forgiving his wife that cheated. So at the end of the day, it's like people will just, even if a woman is doing the same thing that Davido did, some men will still take it. Whether you like it or not, you don't know what people are going through in their marriages. There are men that probably marry pornsters, there are men that have married strippers. I've met people like that. They don't care. They see it as their business. Yeah, she's going to make money. Personally, I wouldn't, but there are people like that. So at the end of the day, if you're really a good person that have a good heart, somebody should be interested, unless you've missed your chance, But that's not final. We still have to, no matter whether you're chasing a career, you're chasing spirituality, you need to understand that there are other stages in life after relationship and marriage, and which of course you have to do, or it works better when you do it with somebody in a close bonded, defined relationship, rather than doing things like baby mama sending money, because that's what it simply means money, a transactional relationship. That's not ideal. And I think like marriage is quickly falling off the minds of our people, that it's alarming. People don't want to take responsibility and be accountable to people. They're accountable to their children, accountable to society, and it's going to be a problem for even our own children, which is going to be the people they refer to as Gen Z. So I'm going to stop here. I hope we get the point. Thank you so much for joining.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Brother, what's your name? Jerex Bambex. Thank you so much, my brother.
Call me Tosin.
Thank you.
Oh, Tosin. Thank you, Tosin. Thank you, Jennifer. And it's going to be a good night, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Till next time. Bye-bye.